I'm going to repeat some of that so I can record for the YouTube video here. So if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, remember you can leave comments down below now. Smash that like button, ring that bell, and leave a comment below. I'm almost a real YouTuber now, chat. Anywho, we have Naya Angels here, which is red-white angels splashing Carnage Tyrant at the top end. Most of this is pretty stock-ish for red-white angel style stuff. We also get the benefit of getting to activate Shalai, which is gravy on top of playing Carnage Tyrant, and then we get a bunch of interesting green cards here in the sideboard. So there's 13 green sources in the mana base. I'm interested to see how that feels. I think the Hyper Geo says 13 is pretty close to enough for green by 6, but it might be a hair low. We'll see how it plays out. It looks like today's agenda will put standard below 20 decks. I counted 17 left. That's very possible. I'm not going to reopen the queue for $10 donations though until after the invitational, because I don't think I'm going to get through all of the standard decks between now and the invitational. I don't want people adding a bunch of decks, then me going away for 5 days and then building up a bunch of points over the break. Because every day that I'm offline, everything in the queue gets a point. So like basically every day that I'm gone, decks in there just like hand out free money. So I'd rather wait and have people add things when I get back. Sand's a little bit slow, but we're on the play, so it's probably fine. Any red source makes it very good now with Deafening Clarion drawn. And History of Benalia on its own is very good here, obviously. Also, Lyra is great. I forget how many lands were in this deck, but if it's less than 26, it's probably not enough. I'll look now, in fact. How many are in here? 25. We are going to add a land after this match. This deck's got a lot of beef in it. Where's the beef, chat? It's all in this deck list. No, that's too slow, Roughneck. If you listen to why I explained Thunderherd migration was good, it's good because it helps you get to the board faster. So we've played Compass in the past. Red source, red source, red source. All right, well, red source would have been GG there. We did at least hit the 4th land, though, so that way we can potentially Lyra next turn. So, Deafening Clarion likely would have been lights out that turn. Yeah, I'm a big fan of casting my spells on curve, especially in a deck like this where, like, your spells are better than theirs on average. So, like, I think if they want to trade this for Runaway Steamkin, I'm okay with that exchange. Are we adding green to every deck for Carnage Tyrant? Yes. Well, allow me to answer your question. Yes. That's aggressive. All right, so I think I'm just doing this and taking a hit here. This could put me too low that I get burned out, but I don't want to risk like trying to block this and getting my things burned in response. That worked out well for us. Untap land. Untap land. Say hello to my large friend with a sweet animation. Oh, that is Vigilance. I didn't attack with that because I clicked through it. How does Naya Angels compare to Naya Ramp? I'm not a, personally, I'm not a huge fan of ramp decks because ramp decks tend to have what I refer to as ramp deck problems, which is they often don't have a good mix of threats and ramp in them. You'll draw the wrong mix too often. Whoa, oh, did I just click end? Didn't matter that I clicked through that. Didn't matter that I clicked through that. Lyra's great. Lyra's great. Quiet. This is actually a matchup where Carnage Tyrant's not good, right? Ixalan's binding's kind of slow too. Clicked through, no punish. Feels good, man. Feels good. No seal-aways in the 75 is probably bad. I think you want some amount of seal-aways for the Drake decks to not get punished by maximized velocity. I'm gonna push around a couple things after this game, I think. Bring Barney back. Like, Carnage Tyrant's obviously good if you live to get there, but like that describes most of our threats in this matchup, and I think I'd rather pull my curve down a hair. Like Shalai, Aurelia, Lyra, like all these cards are good in this matchup and they come down faster than Carnage Tyrant does. Don't you need binding against Frenzy? No, you can just kill them. You just attack in the air. When do you want Baffling End over Sealer in the standard? I don't think you ever want it over Seal Away. Clarion is for whichever mode is better at the time when you play it. That's true. Baffling End's better at moving blockers. I agree with that assessment. Sounds good. Need some lands, but we're on the draw. Perfect. Probably play Tocatli on 2 here, depending on what they do. I guess if they don't play a 2-drop on 2, I'll probably just hold my Tocatli. I think I'm okay playing this out and then sweeping it away. Am I? Am I? No, I'm not. Am I? I actually don't think so. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. This is only gonna deal 2 or 3 here. Sure, I should probably just not be cute and I should play my planes on 1. That's the actual answer. I should just play my planes on 1. Tocatli shuts off Steamkin, triggers, and creatures. That's not true. Whenever you cast a red spell, so you still cast a creature, Tocatli Honor Guard shuts off explicitly enter the battlefield effects. I'm just gonna go ahead and 1-for-1 this here, I think. Now, I really don't want to pay 4 health to make my Vanguard survive Clarion. Yeah, they didn't want to run into Seal Away there. It's 1 health with lifelink. I guess that's a good point. I'm gonna go ahead and play Shalai this turn because it's resource efficient. Next turn I can play a 3 plus a 2. No blocks here is pretty easy. I don't want them to like send a burn spell at Shalai and then gobble it up. In for a history lesson, opponent. Yeah, we're pretty done here. We're at 13. Is Shalai protecting us? We're gonna close the game out really quickly here too, so even if they don't concede, won't be here long. Let's make a couple small edits here, I think. Naya Angels. I definitely like looking at this curve. This curve's got a lot of beef in it, chat. I think we want a couple lands. So here's the thing. Which memorial do I want? Do I want Memorial to Glory or Memorial to Unity? I think this is a Memorial to Glory deck. Wow, there aren't a lot of red sources in this mana base, are there? And there's too many white sources. All right, let's have a mana base lesson with Papa Jeff, shall we? There are 21 white sources in this deck, which is far too many. 19 is plenty for white spells here, I think, or 20 even. So we're definitely gonna add a red source. I think it's Memorial to Glory. I'm gonna go ahead and trim some of these. I think I'm gonna go up 2 red sources even. Getting up to 11 red seems ideal. Oh, there aren't Rootbound Crags in this deck, are there? That's so weird. Why aren't there Rootbound Crags? We don't have Stomping Ground, but we definitely have that card. So this gives me 10, 12, and 10, 12. That's real easy. 12 and 12. That seems fine. This is still 20 white. I'm gonna go down to 19 white. Actually, someone linked it a hot second ago. Let's just like pull up and see what the math says. Where's Karsten's article? I guess I could Google it. Is it 18? I feel like 18 to 19 is fine. Karsten, perfect. There it is. All right, so mana math. I want to cast a card that costs 1 with color. In a 60 card deck, I want 18 sources to cast it 95% of the time on turn 3 on the play. So, yeah, so that amount is plenty. 19 is plenty. And then this gives me 13 of each of these. Honestly, I can even just cut this last planes. Yeah, I'm just going to go less basics, more buddies. So this then puts me at 14. It puts me at 18 white, 14 red, 14 green, which is probably enough. I think I like those numbers here. Let's take a peek at the sideboard here really quick. I need to cut a spell from the main deck because I went up to a 26 land because I like 26 lands with how beefy this curve is. I'm not sure about Tocatli Honor Guard. 4 seems like overkill for the main deck. Immortal Sun. That's pretty good against green black. Vivian also seems fine. This is a lot of life gain. This is also a lot of extra beef on top of these. I'm gonna cut these Banefire. I think that's probably too cute. I want a couple of Seal-Aways in here for the Phoenix deck. Put 3 of those in Trim and Knight as well. That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna put 1 planes back in. More is better than less. We're gonna hurt more. We're gonna hurt more not having double white than we will not having red or green. All right, let's do that. Hey, Adasar, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome to everybody. Hope you're having a great weekday wherever you're at. Happy Tuesday. Hanging out playing some Standard on Arena all day today. I'm gonna mute myself for a hot second and eat a quick snack here. It's about noon here in the cornfield, so it's almost lunchtime. Mana math, meta analysis, that's great content, and I really appreciate it. Taboto, I appreciate the 4-month resub. Welcome back. Always make decisions based on math, chat. Math doesn't lie to you. People will lie with math, but the math itself doesn't lie. You know what they say, chap? Yesterday's history, and tomorrow your butt's gonna get beat by some 4/4 knights here. Give them the beat downs. Bring it. No blocks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack here with this, because if they want to trade a 3/2 for it now, that's fine, because the 3/2 is gonna trade for it next turn anyways. So do I want to play Aurelia this turn, or do I want to play another history? I think I just want to play another history. Listen, I see people in chat discussing what pie is. Pie is delicious, okay? That's the only thing. Something we can all agree on is that pie is delicious. If you can't come to agreement on that pie is delicious, I'll be happy to ban you. There's some things you don't disrespect around these parts, okay? All pie is wonderful in its own special way, chat. Don't kink shame. Don't kink shame. Don't pie shame. Don't pie shame, chat. All right, opponent's just casually at 32. I'm glad we're a mid-range deck and not an all-in aggro deck, because 32 would be insurmountable for an aggro deck. Is this deck competitive enough or just okay? Well, it depends on what you mean by competitive enough. I genuinely have no idea. We've played like two matches, but this is our second match. We're halfway through a second match. This deck's playing a bunch of what I would consider reasonable Magic the Gathering cards. What if your kink is being kink shamed? Asking the important questions. Exile that one, stop this loop. I think I'm trading Adanto plus a Knight for this Jadelight Ranger. And we don't even really need lands at this point, right? I guess if we draw lands the next 2 turns, it would be nice, because then I could curve a 4-drop into double 3-drop on 6 or 7 or whatever turn it is. Yep, there's a big Carnage T. Wild Growth Walker. The exclamation point is for Stipend X. It's also just bit.ly/deckq for short. I'm not paying for here. I'm just trading these off. All right. I need to play Aurelia here, which means my Knight can attack into their Golgari Fine Broker. My 2/5 keeps their 3/3/4 at bay. Lyra would be a great draw, because it would give my Aurelia lifelink. Unfortunately, Chupacabra is a hungry boy. Would really like to draw an untapped land here, so we can go double Resplendent Angel. Sure, we're about to draw Memorial to Glory. Carnage T of our own. That's unfortunate. I think I'm fine with this trade here if they want to take it. So this bumps here. We need to draw land next turn to brawl with this Carnage Tyrant. Well, shit.
That can't help you now.
Yeah, specifically needs to be an untapped white source, and now it can't be a shock land. So, dead to Doomblade. Any removal removal spawn this night kills us. It's a little bit too much stumble and fumble. Good example of why I wanted to get up to 26 lands in the deck. Really want to try and hit 6 lands on time. This could find a Chupacabra to end the game. Well, it's not a Chupacabra at least. Maybe in reach chest with the BMs. Nice bowel movement. It was all poopy. It was all poopy. Clever ball movement. I think I want Carnage Tyrant in this matchup. I definitely want the Immortal Sun. I don't want these Ixalan bindings. I don't think I want these Deafening Clarions. Scavenger's pretty good. I've only played Modern, and I don't want to spend any significant amount of money on Arena. Is it reasonable to have fun on Arena on a free-to-play / on a heavy budget? Depends on what your definition of fun is. If your definition of fun is only playing tiered decks, then probably not. If your definition of fun is just like playing games of Magic that are sweet, yeah, there's probably sweet games of Magic to be had in this format. You can also build mono blue tempo for almost nothing on this application. Do I want Adanto Vanguard in this matchup? I probably don't, actually, right? If I do this, I'm gonna do this, actually. Clarion for lifelink seems like it has potential to be very good here. You cannot add lands during sideboarding and constructed. You can, however, add lands during sideboarding while playing limited. So draft and sealed, you can add lands while sideboarding. And I've got a bunch of guild gates, but the spells here are pretty reasonable. Yeah, you can find all my deck lists on my Stream Decker page. You'll also be able to find them later on my YouTube channel. That's a good draw. Tocatli honor guard. Bad dino. Stop it. Bad dino. Is it worth it to play sealed at MTGA? If you enjoy playing sealed, it's worth playing sealed. If you don't enjoy playing sealed, it's probably not worth playing sealed. You should play games to have fun. So if you enjoy the game modes, you should play them. And if you don't enjoy the gameplay, then you shouldn't play them. This is my Lyra. My Lyra is amazing. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Huh. So, do I Lava Coil the Beast Whisperer? No, I'm just going to jam Aurelia. So, like, this lets them potentially draw some cards next turn, but I think I'm down to just, like, get a little aggressive here. Just like the casual 14-point swing, go. I really hope they're holding a cast down right now. Could have a trophy. Could have a trophy. Probably supposed to kill Beast Whisperer there, actually. It probably doesn't matter. It probably doesn't matter. Yeah, Beast Whisperer is still working because it's a cast trigger. It's not an enter the battlefield effect. Tocatli Honor Guard earning its paycheck there. Very, very good in the green-black matchup. I think I'm pretty happy with what I did there. Definitely want the Deafening Clarion on the draw, especially if they're on this Beast Whisperer plan. Clarion gives us a catch-up mechanic. Game the third. In your opinion, which deck feels stronger? Grixis Dragon or Green Black Elves? Grixis Dragons. I like that deck a lot. Well, I'm gonna get to cast any spells I draw. The question is, will I draw spells? I'm kind of inclined to mulligan this just because, like, it's close and doesn't have Tocatli Honor Guard. Yeah, usually my metric for do I keep a close hand is does it have the card that's the best card in the matchup? I'm gonna get an unkeepable 6. You're not wrong. The 6 is also fine. What's a good aggro deck to climb the ladder? The ladder on Arena is currently broken. It does not rank you up correctly. Yeah, I like the Grixis Dragons deck a lot. I just haven't played it enough to know if its aggro matchup is good enough. I suspect it has a hard time with mono, with white, red, and other things like that. Nice, Philly. Oh, that's Magic the Gathering sometimes. Maybe we'll draw all spells from here on out. That's not the spell I wanted for Christmas. I'm not gonna attack my 2/2 into their 2/1 because next turn this will attack as a 4/3. Hoogs, are they gonna bring Modern to Arena? I don't think so, Dingus. I would be incredibly surprised if Modern ever came to Arena. It should be such a huge undertaking. No blocks. Then the beats. Can I just like flood out with my utility lands one time? Just like let me have my memorials at least. Let's hope Moto V5 takes a lead from Arena. There isn't a Moto V5. This is the next iteration of Magic Online. This is it. This is what you get. This is the future of digital Magic right here in front of you. So the problem with Adventurous Impulse is that the amount of green sources you need to have in your deck to consistently cast Adventurous Impulse early is prohibitive. But then it needs Modern? I don't think so. Why? Yeah, why does it need Modern? It doesn't have to offer every game mode that Magic has to be the future of digital Magic. In fact, Magic Online doesn't even offer every format Magic has. This is the reason I didn't play the History of Benalia. I wanted to clean their board this turn, and then I can play History and keep my creatures. For people that were asking, I didn't articulate that. With this Chupacabra back in their hand, I'm probably just dead to rights here. Like, they haven't been playing land, so their hand right now is 7 spells. So 7 spells probably beats lands plus Lava Coil. Are you saying they're not going to keep updating Moto? Nope, that's not what I said. Somebody implied that Magic Online was going to have another major update. So Magic Online in its current iteration is the 4th version of Magic Online that's ever been created. And someone was asking, is there going to be a Magic Online V5? And there's, my guess would be no. Deathgorge Scavenger needs to, like, let me know he's being fed. I feel bad. He's just scavenging around. What are your hopes for the next set? I hope that Standard stays as interesting as it is now. That is my hope for the next set. Oh, that card's probably worth like 3 or 4 of their cards, chat. So that's a good one. Here's the thing. They will keep Magic Online updated with new sets so you can play Modern, Legacy, Pauper, and all these other formats for as long as people keep paying them money. When Magic Online stops making them piles of money, they will stop supporting it. It's just as simple as that. Wizards of the Coast is a business that's going to make business decisions. You think the December 6th announcement is going to be about PTQs or real price tournaments on Arena? Almost certainly. I think it is incredibly likely. That's a pretty good draw, right? I just do this, and then I Lava Coil this, and then just like 14-point swing. Can I interest you in a dinosaur? Oh, yeah. Just smash. Just smash. Oh, no. Oh, no. They've got a big dumb dino too, chat. Oh, no. Yeah, they probably have like 6 Carnage Tyrants in their hand. Oh no! Oh no! Why do they have so many spells? Ah, Dino! Ah, Dino! Roar! Roar! Big brain, 200 IQ fights, 4,000 IQ. We're so smart. Play my Dino Smash. Welcome to Dino Dome. Oh no! Oh no, they have the Dino Finder. I really need to get Dino Finder installed on my phone. It seems like a good app. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I thought the first Dino was gonna be enough to get us out of it, but they have the Dino Finder app and we don't. So much skill to play on both sides. Listen, I am an intellectual. That's why I play Magic the Gathering. It allows me to show off my fantastic intellect. Is this the Thunderdome? It really is. Ooh! Ooh! I found a piece of candy. 6. Ravenous Chupacabra. Vivian. What are the odds they can't kill this? What are the odds the 4 spells in their hand can't kill Resplendent Angel? None. Less than none. Rats. The Dino Finder took a side gig walking dogs. Poor Resplendent Angel. Yeah, when they didn't attack with the Find Broker, I was like, oh, maybe this is living. Little did I know they just wanted to give us that faint glimmer of hope before they punched us in the face. 4 Resplendent Angel. Yeah, when they didn't attack with the Find Broker, I was like, oh, maybe this is living. Little did I know they just wanted to give us that faint glimmer of hope before they punched us in the face. 4 Resplendent Angel. Yeah, when they didn't attack with the Find Broker, I was like, oh, maybe this is living. Little did I know they just wanted to give us that faint glimmer of hope before they punched us in the face. We tried, just not enough spells. And one of the things like to think about a deck like this, maybe we want Vivian in the main deck, because while this deck has a lot of really powerful must-answer threats in it, our deck doesn't really have any way to generate card advantage, right? Like, our cards are good, like, the quality of all of our cards is high, but we don't have a way to, like, draw more of them. We don't have any actual 2-for-1s in our deck. We're just hoping that the actual card quality we have carries us to victory. Well, they could have killed our thing pre-combat, JMM. So they could have just picked the Chupacabra up pre-combat and then attacked with their Fine Broker. What's going on, Demiz? Am I going to play Artifact tomorrow? I'm not. So Wednesday is my double magic stream. Also, I assume the Artifact market is just going to be completely stupid and all of the cards are going to be way too expensive while people flood and try and get good prices for them. So I actually opened 2 Drow in the booster packs I opened, so hopefully I can sell my second Drow for a good amount. I will say this, having to play the finance game in card games really sucks. I just want to play Artifact. I don't want to play this stupid play the market mini game. It's definitely feels bad. Draven, thanks for the 12 months. I'd like to thank my mom for always believing in me, my wife for always supporting me, and Jeff for always timing people out when they deserve it. Thanks for the entire year. I appreciate it. Yeah, the original Drow is predicted to have like a $40 price tag or something, so I'm hoping that's true, I guess, so I can sell mine for my extra one for 40 bucks. Artifact is very good in my opinion. The gameplay in Artifact seems okay. If you ignore the fact that Cheating Death exists, Artifact seems like a really good piece of gameplay. But if you look at Cheating Death and go, this is a card that someone designed that they thought was a good idea, Artifact kind of feels like poop. What does Cheating Death do? Cheating Death is basically a 3-mana enchantment that says whenever a card you control would die, flip a coin. If you get heads, it doesn't die and instead lives. It literally turns every interaction in the game into a coin flip. It's absolutely miserable. No, it's not really Pokemon Nerd. Cheating Death isn't just too good, it's obnoxious. Like, those cards got their power level pushed. Cheating Death's offensive because of the variance that it introduces to the game. So we're tucking Lyra in, or do we have a seal away? Let's have a seal away.
We need to move quickly.
And like, there are magic cards similar to the Cheating Death card to a degree, but there's a reason why cards like that haven't been printed into standard in a very long time. The type of design that the Cheating Death card presents is a type of design that just like shouldn't exist in competitive games today. Google Frank Karsten mana math. No, it's an artifact card for the new Richard Garfield game. Isn't it a similar design to Aetherworks Marvel? No, Aetherworks Marvel has play and counterplay to it to a degree.
No time for a break.
I attacked with Vanguard because there was a chance my opponent didn't have a removal spell for Lyra and instead was just going to chump block with Crackling Drake. So there was a chance to deal 3 damage to Teferi there. And like, paying 4 health isn't really meaningful in this matchup because my opponent is likely going to win by a lot or lose by a lot. Thank you, Matt Man. This is a matchup you need Banefire for. If you want to tell me I need something, tell me why, or take a break. Them's the rules. But it looks like Banefire would really get me out of this situation. This is totally a board where if I had Banefire, my opponent would be in trouble, right? I'd be winning this game by a lot if I had Banefire right now. I'd imagine this matchup's pretty terrible for us. I'm gonna bring these in because they probably have access to Steal Away of their own. Would you safe to say the Hollow deck is magic as Garfield intended? Yep. That's actually probably the closest parallel. Burning Inquiry to Cheating Death is probably the closest thing. Isn't Coil really good versus Drakes? Maybe. There's no guarantee they play a bunch of Drakes, and like I'm leaving Ixalan's Binding in my deck. If they play a bunch of Drakes and we make it to a game 3, I might bring some Coils back in, but I can't know for certain that they're gonna have a ton of Drakes. And like, we're not a control deck in this matchup. We're the one that's trying to present the clock. So like, having a bunch of reactive cards stuck in our hand and not pressuring them is not ideal. There are a lot of different ways you can make Cheating Death less obnoxious. If I'm being completely honest, I'm going to give Artifact a real try because it seems like a neat game, but if Cheating Death is a big part of their constructed format, which people in the closed beta said it was, I'm probably just going to sell all the cards out and not play. Because that card alone makes me not want to play the game, and like Magic's so great that I don't need another card game in my life. Like, I'll play it if it's neat, but if it's miserable, I'm not going to play it. Also, like, having to deal with finance nerds in another card game is another thing that just, like, doesn't like my favorite thing about games like Hearthstone and Arena is just, like, not having to deal with finance nerds. In my opinion, is Artifact a better game than Magic if Cheating Death didn't exist? I have no idea. I've played a lot of Magic. I've not played a lot of Artifact. Unlike a lot of people who like to rush in and make really bold claims on things that they don't have a lot of experience with, I don't do that. Also, like, what consists of something being a better or worse game is like pretty subjective. Like the metrics that people have for like what makes games good is very different. Honestly, I want Artifact to be good more than anything because the software surrounding Artifact is really good. Valve is a software company and it really shows. Like, the Artifact client is fantastic. The deck editor in Artifact is probably the best deck editor I've ever used in any digital card game ever. It is just A+++.
Most wounds can heal.
Well, at least this one can't get countered, right? We've got that going for us. Hasu, here's the problem with the secondary market, and someone feel free to clip this. The problem with the secondary market is you're presented with two choices as a player in a game with the secondary market. You are either obligated to keep up on the secondary market and be informed and play this mini game, or you have to not care about that and allow yourself to potentially be taken advantage of by not being informed on what prices are. So basically, it's a feel bad regardless of which direction you take if you just want to play games. If your goal is to just play games, I either get punished for not caring, or I have to spend a bunch of time, which is a very finite resource, trying to stay informed so I can care. So like, for someone like me, it's a lose-lose. I'd rather just, they all cost a certain price and I can buy what I want. That would be my preference. We're gonna get Settle the Wreckage here and then cry silently. Or maybe not so silently. We'll just cry very openly and obviously. Should the list contain 3 dismembers? I think so. I want to play more games with it first, though. Yeah, I like Arena's card distribution model. Outside of the 5th card problem that Arena has and that needs to be addressed, I like the current wildcard system in Arena. Yes, and the secondary market sucks on Magic Online too. It does. It sucks for Magic Online too. I don't like it on Magic Online. I don't like it in Artifact. You're right. Artifact has copy and pasted Magic Online in 2018. Keeping up with the market isn't very time consuming. It really is. If you're doing it correctly, it is. And guess what? As a father of 2 who works 60 hours a week, I don't want to spend my time doing something I find tedious. It's just the truth. And yes, that is a personal thing. But again, now I have to either spend my time doing this thing that's tedious, my time, which is a very finite resource, or I have to get punished for not keeping up on it. Those are my only 2 options under this system. So like if they have Cleansing Nova here, we get to clear this out. It's nice in an arena, a card is a card, and the rarity tells you how much it's worth. So much nice to have in a browser tab. Yeah, I agree. I could completely concur. Yeah, uninstall and reinstall, DM. Yeah, like I said, my only issue with Arena is how they handle the 5th cards currently, and they are aware that that is an issue and are working to address it. So playing this pre-combat means they can't Settle the Wreckage me, but it does mean if they have a counterspell, that Crackling Drake can then trade with Carnage Tyrant. All right, so I'm like 300% getting Settle the Wreckage here. Really? Okay. Really? I was not expecting that. That went better than expected. Set a bar that's incredibly low. And they could have both, right? And like if they have a Settle, they want to save it for Carnage Tyrant for sure. Make sure you're using wine staging, Toasted. The installer doesn't have text under wine, but it works just fine. Yep, and for basically any current video games, you should almost always be on staging, at least until 3.0 releases. Or 3.0 is released, right? You definitely need to use DirectX 11, you need staging stuff. Alright, I'll trade my dino. Oh, this beats Settle. I just get counterspelled if I do that. If I play this, I kind of wanted them to play Settle so I could stick this through a counterspell. Yeah, I agree, Christus. Yeah, we can't, we could never play around everything, right? So like, there are sequences that like, we get punished no matter what they have in some situations. We just have to like hope that whatever we're choosing to play around lines up well for us. Sure. And like, even like, Cleansing Nova isn't that great here for them because Adanto Vanguard lives through it. Oh, God, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. All right, one Binding or Vivian, please. One Binding or Vivian, please. That's a dino. All right, maybe that'll do. This one, Thud. How does Adanto attack through it? You have one target, Shalai. Enjoy. I was just making sure I wasn't missing something. I was like, I don't think that works, mate, but like, all right. You can target Carnage Tyrant with counter spells. They just don't have an effect. It's like you can cast a card that says destroy a thing at an indestructible creature. All right. Don't Cleansing Nova me, bro. Splosh. Here's a clip explaining why secondary markets suck, in my opinion. There's the clip. Watch the clip. Great. Shalai's gone. Need to draw a Binding or a Vivian here. Real bad. That felt real medium. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna play one more with this, but The lack of card advantage feels like it leaves a lot to be desired. I feel like there's so many good cards that draw cards in this format that, like, you can't really win on card quality alone. You need some actual card advantage to go with it. That's Angel's main problem. Yeah, I agree. You just don't have a way to, like, get 2-for-1s, basically. I'm like, well, Vivian can do that to a degree. Like, this deck's already got a lot of really expensive cards in it, so you can't really afford to, like, put more 5-mana spells in it. I just feel like you look at this deck list and anything that you could play to put card advantage in it, maybe Treasure Map is the card we want. Maybe Treasure Map is the card I want. Yeah, that could be it. Treasure Map's, like, you know, reasonable card advantage. I know I could pay 4. I guess Adanto Vanguard. Yeah, I should have played the Adanto Vanguard because I forgot that we could have given it lifelink. This is working out well for us, though. I was like, I don't want to pay 4 to keep this alive, but really it's only paying 1. Yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Vanguard here because I think there's a good chance my opponent plays another creature out, then I get to get them with Clarion. The answer to Artifact is I don't know. The Artifact content I did so far wasn't particularly popular, and I'm still not sure about how I feel about the game exactly. So I may or may not do more. This is a pretty good turn for us. Bye, friends. Heard the word Linux and it reminded me Jeff was streaming. What's going on? All right, am I going to 4? I think so. I think so. I'm gonna play Shalai out here. I think to start. I'm not attacking with this turn, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm like, now I get to play Lyra out here and just like smash for a whole bunch. Get to like gain 4 here. And like, even if they draw a land for this Vraska, they can't shoot the Lyra because it is hexproof from Shalai. And like, this is gonna get to eat this. They're in a pretty bad way regardless of what they do thanks to Shalai's text.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
Pump up the pump up the pump up the jam. Bump up the pump up the pump up the jam. And that one. Attack you. Lyra Adanto is a real good combo. It's like plenty of health to go around. I guess it's possible I should play Shalai there. Just to like ensure that my Lyra doesn't die. But like taking the Wildgrowth Walker off the table, I think we're still pretty ahead even if the Lyra dies at this point. Yeah, definitely want to kill the Wildgrowth Walker. I just wanted to give them a chance to chump with the Wildgrowth Walker first. What's the best queue to test out decks? I keep getting matched versus tiered 1 decks and it's frustrating. If you're testing a deck, shouldn't you want to play against tier 1 decks? That should be the goal, right? Like, how do you know your deck? Like, I'm totally confused by that statement. I'm trying to test this deck and I keep playing against good decks and I don't like it. Well, maybe your deck is bad then. If you're mad, you keep playing against tier 1 decks, your deck's probably not good. Do I want Clarion in this matchup? I think so. Yeah, it's okay if you're losing. Like, the first step towards being good at something is sucking at it. So, like, if your deck sucks now, keep working on it until it sucks less. It's okay. Most of my decks start out sucking. Some of them always suck. You can't take the suck out of everything. That's the result of the test. Sometimes you get a C-. Yep. You're not testing. If you don't want to play against good decks, you're not testing. Then say, like, where do I go to play my bad deck against other bad decks? To answer that question, I don't know. But if that's your goal. It's fine if that's your goal, but just be real with us and other people. I'd argue it's easier to figure out what sucks about your deck when you're getting stomped. Because if you're always winning, your deck's not having problems. And how can you figure out what's bad if you don't have any problems, right? And animation is so good. I love the mythic angels are so, the angels and the dragons are just like so fantastic. Wow, that's aggressive. Cast down on the angel instead of the Tocatli. I hope you draw explore creatures for the next 6 turns, opponent. Just play decks off my website. That's true. The ones that make it onto the website are ones that have been put through their paces and are pretty reasonable. That is a phenomenal draw. So I know I have 2 6-mana spells in my hand, but I think it's actually just worth exiling this Midnight Reaper here. My friend. So, as weird as it is to say about the deck with the 4 Carnage Tyrants in it, this deck felt like it had a really rancid Jeskai matchup, and honestly, I'm not sure if you can really fix that. I think if you wanted to fix it, the direction you work in to fix it probably looks like adding treasure maps and Vivian reads in the 75. Is it okay that I've been using Discord to have you pick decks that... Sure, Discord's great. Yeah, so I feel like the one thing, the card quality in this deck is incredibly high, but the lack of card advantage left a lot to be desired in some places. The card quality felt good in matches like green-black, though. We dumpstered green-black the couple of times we played it. I guess that's not true. We died once. They had more. We died because they drew more cards than we did. So, like, maybe Treasure Map is just worth playing. I'm not quite sure what I would want to cut. Looking at the cards that we're playing, it's probably... Never use the word fag as an insult in my channel. It's your first and only warning. You'll be banned next time you do that. Thanks. Our Resplendent Angel is probably the cut for Treasure Map. If I had to fit one in, maybe some of the Deafening Clarions, but it's just kind of a kite fit. You could also maybe like cut the Tocatli honor guards and like sideboard them to fit the treasure maps in the main deck. Yeah, it's probably this, or this if you wanted to fit maps in.